What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and we have some great news in Marvel Avengers Alliance. No, it's not time for the Spec Op drop, but we do have an all-new character in-game. The newest character is Karolina Dean, a blaster and member of the Runaways. And besides her sprite looking incredible in-game, she also comes equipped with some cool new passives and abilities. So first things first, she is a flyer, so she's immune to ground attacks, and she also is a Magistanian. This grants her the chance to heal instead of taking damage when hit by energy attacks. She's also immune to radiation effects, and nearby energy attacks generate 1 stack of Empyrean energy. Well, at first look, we're not sure what that means just yet, but hopefully we'll find out once we take a look at her normal actions. Oh, and also briefly looking at her stats, you can see that her attack and evasion start out relatively high. That's great for attack, but evasion, well, we'll just have to see. Moving on to her abilities, her level 1 is called Beautiful Beam. It's a ranged energy single target attack that causes reduced potential, so a chance to lock out melee, range, buff, or debuff abilities, and this lasts 2 rounds. So that's actually a very good debuff to have. Then it also grants Karolina, there it is, Empyrean energy, attack increased, nearby energy attacks generate stamina, and it stacks up to 5 times. Plus this ability gives her perfect shot so the next range attack deals extra damage, and breakthrough. The next attack that hits is guaranteed to be a critical hit. I have to say that is a lot to have on your level 1, and I'm really hoping that she counters and follows up with that level 1. If so, she's going to gain Empyrean energy pretty quickly, not to mention hopefully she places that debuff and gains those other buffs as well. That remains to be seen, so moving on to her level 2, Prismatic Shield. This is an AoE buff that grants all allies Prismatic Shield. This is a shield effect that absorbs incoming damage and causes them to be immune to blind and dark effects. Then it's also going to give them Chromatic Crash. Adds Shield Slam to all attacks. Well, I'm sensing some Invisible Woman synergy, and I like it. Then moving on to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. This level 6 is an AoE ranged energy attack that has a 40% chance to stun all enemies, and it's going to place meld armor on them. This debuff lasts 2 rounds and says all attacks against this target ignore the defense stat. So not too bad, but since it's a ranged energy attack, you can play Shield Breaker, aka the Bursting AISO, all the way to the Ionizing AISO, which will add radiation exposure to all enemies. And finally, the Empyrean Flare. It's an AoE catastrophic attack that has deadly crits, and also causes spectral shenanigans on all enemies. Increased damage against targets with an active shield. Take that, Invisible Woman. Oh, and by the way, it consumes all stacks of Empyrean energy for extra damage. I'm assuming with 5 stacks and on a crit, this attack is going to do some very nice damage. Luckily, she can set up her own crits with that level 1. And I'd probably add the Manifesting AISO to her level 2 anyways, which should grant Epiphany to your entire team. So now that we've looked at all of her abilities, we're next going to check out her bio. Karolina Dean used to think she was allergic to penicillin, because of the medical identification bracelet her parents forced her to wear. It turned out that she was actually an alien from outer space, and her parents used the bracelet as an inhibitor of her true Magistanian energy manipulating powers. It also turned out that her parents were evil space invaders and members of a supervillain group called the Pride. Not wanting to be part of her parents' plans, Karolina joined with the Runaways to fight against the Pride's plans for world domination. That's a really interesting story, and I have to say I don't know much about the Runaways, but after being exposed to them I kind of want to go out and buy a few books. And then moving on to her team-ups. First we can see that Agent Venom does have 2, as do a number of other heroes in the game. But I'm guessing once we get to the Runaways they're going to be by far the best team-ups for her. So scrolling down, first of course there is Molly Hayes, and she shares 4 different team-ups with Karolina. Then the number 1 team-up for her is going to be Nico. I have to say, those 3 together would be a nice team-up bonus on, say, a daily mission. But with that out of the way, the only thing left to do is recruit this brand new character, and that means we have another hero to level. By the way, the game has been acting up tonight, so it may give us some problems, And we've already had to refresh several times, so I don't know what's going to happen here. But she does cost 90 CP, and we're going to click that button. Alright, so far so good. We just saw our animation, and we have every hero in the game once again. Okay, well there's our refresh, so we don't get to see the dialogue. Or do we? Courtesy of Igor, we have the dialogue on hand. So I thank you for that, my friend. This was definitely a help. Here it is for anyone else who may have missed it. Both panels are there. Peacekeeping with S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I told Nico we should give peace a chance. But if Nico trusts you, Agent, then I will too. Besides, if you're having Molly on board, someone has to look after her. And next, the moment that we've been waiting for, Karolina Dean in action. And this was not easy to get. It took me a lot of refreshes. But here she is with Molly Hayes, another runaway who she just mentioned in her dialogue. And we are using the Mark of the Brotherhood. Unfortunately, since Karolina Dean is an alien, she does not receive Rally. Also, she's only level 1 and this is her very first battle, so we only get Beautiful Beam. But you know what, I think her sprite looks awesome in game. They did a fantastic job. I'm really liking that prismatic effect, and I love the animation on her level 1 as well. By the way, after this I hope to level her to 2, and that way I can show you at least 2 of her abilities in action. But tonight that's going to be easier said than done. But hey, I plan on refreshing as many times as it takes, though I do want to post this video as soon as I can. Here we see, even though Karolina is the coolest looking, and I think she's going to be a pretty awesome hero, Molly Hayes still seems to be the best runaway. I mean, just look at her go, that's really hard to beat. But we will save the second wave for Karolina, with a little assist from my agent. So first things first, we'll use the Warm Zephyr and heal our team and remove our debuffs. Then after that, I'm going to take out one of the heavies with the Warbringer Axe. This will leave the other enemy for at least one more Beautiful Beam. And Molly Hayes of course is going to be asleep. Okay, so here goes our second attack, and it does over 2,000 damage. That ain't bad from a level 1. Then with my agent's next turn, I'm going to take it easy on this guy and use the Orfrost Mace. That way Karolina can finish him off with another level 1. We do know one thing, it's going to crit, and it crits for 2,200 damage. So now I'm going to try to do a few more battles and get her up to level 2, and then hopefully the game works well enough for us to record just a little bit more. Skipping ahead a bit, we did manage to get her to level 2, but it wasn't easy, and now we're going to speed that up and unlock her second ability. I'm really just hoping it all goes well and we can get just one more battle in. Plus I do want to see the prismatic shield myself. So let's just go back to our map, and there it is, another forced refresh. But guess what, we powered through it, refreshed 3 or 4 more times, and we're back in business. Don't you give up on me, I'm not going to give up on you. Oh, and right away we're going to get to see that level 2 in action, so it's time for the prismatic shield. By the way, in case you were wondering about Shield Slam, it deals extra damage when this character is shielded. So even I was a little bit confused when I first saw that. It actually causes your team to deal 50% extra damage while shielded. And going back, I love the animation on that as well. Karolina and her actions are so bright. I don't know what it is, they just light up the screen. It just makes you happy. I guess because it's kind of like seeing a rainbow. Or better yet, a double rainbow all the way. And now it's time for her Beautiful Beam to take out this top gunner. After that, the bottom enemy is easy picking, so first we'll just go ahead and use a Warm Zephyr, and then hit him with the Orfrost Mace. We still have one wave remaining, so I think we'll get another level 2, and maybe even another Beautiful Beam in. Either way, I do want to see her prismatic shield once again. We happen to be in luck because she's going first on our team, and so right away we get to see that amazing animation once again. It may be because the game is kind of lagging, but I like how she stays in that pose, and I hope that's the actual animation, and that she does it every time. She's just a really cool sprite, and also, by the way, I think it's interesting how many people thought that a runaway would be the next Spec Ops character, and instead, before the next Spec Ops even releases, they put out a runaway for general release. Who knows, maybe we'll get an Inhuman as well. Nah, I highly doubt that, but it's still kind of interesting to me. But that is going to be it for this first look and recruitment of Karolina Dean, the newest hero in the game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank you all for watching. I'm definitely going to continue leveling her, and I'll show you more of this runaway in action very soon. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.